Hi there, my name is Sharachandar K and welcome to the newest video on my channel. In this tutorial, you will learn how to build an animated travel image slider using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This project was created entirely with pure JavaScript and does not require any third-party libraries. It's important to keep watching this step-by-step tutorial until the end. As we can see, the beautiful website here has slider images that displays the symbol of the country with its population count. We are able to see a background of the world with icons and country names on top of this slider images. Below we have an option for navigating through countries. Clicking these buttons allows you to move forward or backward to explore countries and their populations with cool animation effect, and we can able to see the rotation of the world and the country logo, and the name was changing here. This is the outline of this project. Let's move forward and build our own. Here on my desktop I have already created a project folder name called animated travel image slider. Let me open this into a Visual Studio Code. So for that I will drag this directory into a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will automatically loads all the files inside it. Inside the directory I have already created a image folder with support images of the country and country logo with that country name. Along with that I have added index.html, style.css and script.js. In the index.html I have added the boilerplate with the help of exclamation mark, and I have changed the title to animated travel image slider by Sharachandar K, and I have linked other two files with the help of link with style sheet. I have linked the style.css, and then with the help of script with differ keyword I have linked the script.js. Along with that I have added one more link here to add the icons with the help of font awesome, and I have mentioned the href CDN of font awesome 6.1. So with the help of this we'll use the font awesome icons inside the project, and then inside the body we are going to add the container. So for that we have a embed abbreviation to create a div with class of container. So I will add the dot and container. If we hit enter, it will automatically create a div tag with a class attribute with the value of container. Inside that I am going to create one more div with the value of travel slider. If I hit enter, it will create one more div, and then inside that I am going to create one more div with the class value of travel slider planet. If I hit enter, it will create one more div. Inside that I am going to add the world image. So I will add the image, and then source of we have already added the images folder here with earth.svg. If I close, if I save, now let us see our HTML file in action. So for that in Visual Studio Code we have a extension called Go Live. Once we installed, in the status bar we'll get this option. Click to run live server. Once we click this, it will automatically run our project into the default browser. So now we can able to see the earth image on the default browser. Along with this, we'll add other cities inside the slider. So again, I will create one more div with class value of travel slider cities. If I hit enter, it will create one more div. Inside that, I am going to add all the cities images here. I will add image source of images. Will add the first SVG of india.svg. If I save, if I go to the browser, now we can able to see the cities images here without refreshing. That is how the live server will work. And I will add other cities same like this. So I will copy and paste it for next one, and I will mention this SVG as England, and then third one as I will mention this as France.svg, and then next thing as Italy.svg, and then next one as Japan.svg, and then next one as Russia.svg, and then next one as USA.svg, and then last one as Egypt.svg. If I save, if I go to the browser here, now we can able to see all the image icons. So we'll style this. So for that I will jump to the style.css here. In the style.css CSS, I have already added the import URL of font family Poppins. Along with that, I will add a asterisk. Asterisk means an wildcard. With the help of this, I will reset the margin to 0 and then padding to 0 and then font family Poppins and then box sizing should be border box. Along with this, I will add the styles to the HTML and body. So with the help of element selector HTML and I will add the comma to the body, this will applicable to both the elements. So I will set the position to relative and then I to 100 percentage and then I will set the margin to 0, adding to 0 and I will set background to light gray color and then color to this as black and then background image with linear gradient to bottom we'll set the color of shaded blue color with the combination of white. If I save, if I jump to the browser, now we can able to see the combination of navy blue with white color. And now we'll add the styles to the container. Previously we have added the styles to the body. Now we need to add the styles to the container. So previously we have used the element selector. Now we need to use the class selector with the help of dot with the class value and then container I will set height to 100 percentage and then display flags and then align items to be center and then justify content should be center and then we'll set the overflow to hidden. Now we'll split the screen. Now we'll add the styles to the travel slider again with the help of class selector dot and then we'll set the position to relative and then width 100 percentage. I will set the margin to 0 auto. We need to set the styles to the image slider after because this should be in the center of the screen and off of the screen should be blurred. So I will add the same class selector with travel slider. I will set the styles with after and then I will remove the content to empty and then we'll set the position to absolute. I will set the I to 50 VH and then I will set the top to 50 percentage. Again I will set the width to 100 percentage. I will set the left to 0 here. Again I will set the background as I mentioned to the blurred. So with the help of background image with linear gradient again to bottom. Now we'll set the RGBA color with the help of red 255, green to 255 and then blue to 255 and then alpha should be 0. I will add the color class to the pink color with 50 percentage. If I save, now we can able to see the below 50 percentage should be blurred to the entire screen. Now if I change this top to 150, now we can't able to see that. If I change these things to 10 percentage, it will be blurred to here. Now we can able to see the difference here. So I will revert these things to 50 percentage. Now this will set to the bottom of the screen and then we'll add the styles to the travel slider planet with the same position to absolute. With the help of this, we'll set this value into the center of the screen. So I will set the left to 50 percentage and then top to 50 percentage and then we'll set the transform to translate minus 50 percentage comma minus 50 percentage and then I will set the height of 428 px and then we'll set the transition to 0.3 second. If I save, now we can able to see the image earth into the center of the screen. So with the help of this position we have set this image at the center of the screen. Now we need to add the styles to the images, right? So with the help of again the class selector to all the images with the help of element selector name called image, we'll set the display to block and then width to auto and then I to 100 percentage. We'll set the margin to 0 and auto. If I save, we can't able to see all the images here because it was hidden. So we need to set the position to that images. So again I will add the styles to the each images with the help of images. I will set the position to absolute and then we'll set the bottom to 95 percentage. Then I will set the left to 50 percentage. If I save, we can able to see all the images at one place. So we need to add the calculation to these images based on the width. So for that I will add the global value here to the root. I will set the travel slider image height with the help of variable travel slider height to 300 px. Then I will add one more variable of travel slider city image size to 120 px, and then I will add one more variable of travel slider vertical padding to 64 px. With the help of this, we'll add this slider images to the circular shape. So again I will jump to this styles to the image, and here we'll add one more variable of travel slider planet size. We'll calculate the value with the help of calc, and I will add the variable of travel slider height plus variable of travel slider vertical padding, and we multiply by 2 here. If I save, nothing will happen. We need to assign this variable, right? So again I will add two more variables here with the help of travel slider image rotate of 0 degree, and then another variable of travel slider image scale of 1. Now we'll add the transform translate to minus 50 percentage, and then scale of variable the value of travel slider image scale. So we need to transform this, and then we'll set the transform origin here, the help of center, and then we'll calculate the value here again with the help of variable. We'll set the travel slider planet size here divided by 2, and we need to rotate this for 0.95, and again we'll multiply by 0.95 plus we'll add the variable value here with the travel slider image size multiply by 1, and here I will set the height of variable value with travel city image size, and then we'll set the width of variable again the value of same travel slider city image size. If I save, now we can able to see the images center of the screen, and all the images it was displayed here. And then I will set the object position to center, and then bottom, and then we'll set the object fit to contains. Here we have added the styles to these planet images. Instead of planet, we need to add the styles to this travel slider cities, right? So I will copy this and I will change this value to this. If I save, now we can able to see the on top of the earth image all the images are placed here. So we need to add the styles to this. With the help of rotation, we need to add the position to particular images. So for that, what I will do here, I will add same travel slider cities with the image of nth class 2, and I will add the travel slider image rotate to 45 degree. Now here I have added the travel slider rotate for 45 degree, but the second child was not rotated. So here I need to add one more parameter to this translate of the transform. We'll add the rotate here with the variable of. Now we'll place the travel slider image rotate here. If I save, if I refresh, nothing's happened because here I have missed the value of height. So I will change the value here. If I save, now we can able to see the second child of the image. It was turned to the 45 degree. The same thing I will copy and paste it for other childs too till 8th child. So I will paste it for 7 times, and I will change the value of the child to this is for 3, and this is for 4, and then this is for 5, then this is for 6, and this is for 7, and this is for 8. So here we can calculate this is for 360 degree. So we need to split this for each of the 8, right? So already we have added this for 0, and the second child has 45, and then third child has 90 degree. If I save, now we can able to see the third child here. All other child it was placed in the 45 degree. Because of this rotate, we have placed in the 45 degree. I will change all other values here with fourth child as 135 degree, and then fifth one as 180 degree, and then sixth one as 225, and then seventh one as 270 degree, and then eighth one as 315 degree. If I save, now we can able to see the globe image. All the images was placed here, right? If I remove this style here, the after style for this travel slider background color, if I remove, now we can able to see all the images was placed between 45 degrees, because we have total 8 images and we have placed to the earth here. And then the next thing, we need to add the slider images on top of this, right? So for that I will jump to the index.html here. Next to the travel slider planet, we'll add one more div with slider. If I hit enter, it will create a class with the div. Inside that I will create one more div with slider wrapper. If I hit enter, it will create one more div. Inside that we are going to create one more div for slider slide. If we hit enter, it will create a div. Inside that I'm going to add the image with the source of images and the first country as India. So I will add the india.jpg here. If I save, now we can able to see the background to this India of Taj Mahal here. This is a symbol of the country. So I will add one more div with travel slider content. Inside this content, we are going to add the country name as well as the population. So for that, I will create one more div with travel slider title, and then title value of India, and then with one more div of travel slider subtitle. If I hit enter, and then for this, we'll add the 1.44 billion population for 2024. If I save, now we can't able to see the text because it was placed backside of this earth. So the same thing we need to add for other countries too. So I will copy this slider slide here for 7 times again, and then for the second one we need to change the value to the image of england.jpg, and then title value as England, and then population for England it has around 6.7 billion. If I save, now we can able to see the images here. And then for the third one, I will change this country value to France, and then images France again, and then population as 6.4 million, and then next one as Italy, and I will change the image value to italy.jpg, and then title to Italy, and then population for the Italy as 5.8 million. And then next one as Japan, I will add this japan.jpg image, and then the title of Japan, and then population should be 1.2 million. I will add the exact value here, and then next one as Russia, and then image also russia.jpg, and then population as 1.4 million. And then after the Russia, we'll add the United States. So we have the USA.jpg. I will add the title to United States, and then the population as around 11.4 billion here, and I will add this United States value here, and then last one as Egypt. So with the Egypt.jpg, the title of Egypt, and then population as, sorry, for the United States around 3.4 billion, for the Egypt was around 11.4 billion. So if I save, now we can't able to see the images in front of this because it was placed all the images in the back side of the earth image. So we need to style this. So for that, again I will jump to the style.css here. In the style.css, we'll add the styles to this slider with the help of this class dot selector of class. With slider, we'll add the margin left to auto, and then margin right to auto, and then we'll set the position to relative, and then we'll set the overflow to hidden, and then padding to 0. We'll set the z index to 1, so it should be display on top of this image. So, and then we'll set the display to block. By save, now we can able to see the images on top of this because of this z index. Now we'll add the styles to this slider wrapper. I will copy the value with the help of class select, or we'll add the position to relative. We'll set the width of 100 percentage, and then height of 100 percentage. We'll set the z index again with 1. We'll set the display to flags, and then we'll set the box sizing should be content box, and then cursor to grab. Then we'll set the transition to 0.3 second. If I save, now we can able to see the images in a horizontal line. So we need to style this. So again I will add the styles to this slider slide. The help of travel slider, the subclass of slider slide, I will add the width of 80% percentage. I will add the max width of 640 px. I will set the box sizing should be border box. Will set the position to relative, and then I will add the margin right of 32 px. If I save, now we can able to see the images next to this. As I said, as an horizontal, so we need to add the more styles to this with the help of slider slide flux string as 0, and then we'll set the height of 100 percentage, and then transition property to transform, and then again the display should be block. Now we need to add the styles to the each images with the slider slide. The sub element of images will set the position to absolute, and then width of 100 percentage, and then height of 100 percentage, and then we'll set the object fit to cover, and then we'll set the left to 0, we'll set the top to 0, border radius should be 15 px, and then again the box sizing should be border box. I will add the box shadow to it, the help of box shadow with 0, 10 px and 20 px with the color of black color, and then 0 for minus 1 px with white color. If I save, now we can able to see the images here. So it was not fit here properly, so we need to add the content styles to this. So again I will jump to this here, and I will add the content style here. So content styles with position to absolute, and then left to 0, right to 0, bottom to 0. Then we'll add the padding inner space of 32 px. Then we'll set the box sizing again with border box. I will add the color to white here, and then we'll set the text shadow to it of 1 px, 1 px and 1 px with the color of black. So I will set the line height here of 1.25. We'll set the border radius to 0, 0, 16 px and 16 px, and then we'll set the background image to this of same linear gradient of to top with RGBA color 0, 0 and 0, and alpha should be 0.5, and then second color of RGBA color again with all the RGBA color of 0, 0, 0 and 0. If I save, nothing is happened. If I go on insert here, so here the height was missed. I will fix this. So again I will jump to here, and then we'll add the styles to the traverse slider title with font weight to bold, and then font size to 32 px, and then we'll add the styles to the travel slider subtitle here. The help of class selector, I will add the font size to 18 px. So I will add the height to this slider with the height of variable with travel slider height. If I save, now we can able to see the image slider here automatically, and then now we need to add the buttons to here, right? So whenever we click this, it should be rotate, right? So for that I will jump to the index.html. Outside the travel slider, we'll add the button group with the help of div with button group. Inside the button group, I will add the button with the help of id with, I will say, swipe left. If I hit enter, we'll create the button with the help of id, and I will copy this and I will paste it here, and I will change these things to right. And then inside that we are going to add the icons with the help of class. We have already added the font awesome cd and above with the help of font awesome solid fa arrow left. And then we'll close this, and I will copy the same icon here, and I will paste it in the second button to the swap right. Instead of left, I will change these things to right. If I save, now we can able to see the buttons here. So we need to style this. So for that again I will jump to the style.css. The style.css will add the styles to the button group with the help of class selector. We'll set the position to absolute, and then I will add the bottom to 30 px, and then I will set the display to flags, so it should be displayed into the center of the screen, and I will add the gap of each button should be 25 px. If I save, now we can able to see the buttons here into the center of the div, and then we'll add the button group with the element selector of button style with the help of width 55 px, and then I will add the height to 55 px, and then I I will add the border radius to set this as a circular, and then I will remove the border to none, and I will remove the outline to none. Then I will set the cursor to pointer. If I save, now we can able to see the buttons here. So whenever we click this, it should be moved forward and backward direction here on the screen, right? So for that functionality, we need to do in the script.js. So as I mentioned, this entire functionality we done through only JavaScript. So here in the script.js, we are going to declare the declaration with the help of const. I will add the travel slider declaration with the help of document. Document is an owner of your web page. With the help of document, we can do all the functionalities in the HTML. So I will add the query selector with the value of dot with travel slider planet, and then second declaration of slider wrapper. So these are the two things we need to rotate and we need to swap, right? So I will add the declaration in the same const with slider wrapper here with document dot again query selector with the help of dot, and then the next thing we need to add the declaration to the buttons, right, with the help of id. So here with the same const here I will add the swipe left, and with the help of document again here now this should be id, right? So we need to add the document dot get element by id with the value of swipe left. The easiest way to find an html element is by id. So again I will add another declaration of swipe right with the same document dot get element by id with the value of swipe right. If I do a console dot log of travel slider, if I save, if I go here, if insert this browser in the console, we can see the travel slider planet here. Inside this we can able to see the earth and other images too. This is how the DOM tree will work. So here with the help of this we need to add the functionality. So I will add the click event to swipe left first with on click the function of declaration. I will add the same thing for swipe right to. I will add the allot here of 1, and this is for 2. If I save, if I go and click here, now we can able to get the allot here. If it is swipe left, it should get the 1. If it is swipe right, we'll get the 2. With the help of this event, we'll go and achieve this thing. So before that, we need to place these images on top of the earth, right? So for that, in the window onload, we need to add the functionality. So window dot add event listener. As I said, the event of load with the function. Inside this function, I will add the styles to that slider wrapper dot style dot transform to. We'll set the translate 3D with 444px and then 0px with 0px again. If I save, now we can able to see the first image. It was placed on top of the earth. So we have added the transform to 444. If I change these things to 44, so we can able to see the gap here. So I have already calculated where it was placed, get the exact number of 444, and I have placed here. So once we click this, it should be transform, right? So for that I will remove this a lot here, and then same thing I will copy this value here in the both the places. Instead of 444 I will add 1100. If I save, if I go here, if I click this, now it was placed here. See, now it was transforming, right? How simple is this, right? So we need to add the functionalities. Whenever it was 0, we need to jump to the left side. So for this, instead of 1100 I will paste this minus here. If I click this, now we can able to see the minus 1100 was placed here. So we need to calculate and add the functionalities to this, and I need to add the calculation for this rotate also, right? How we can do that? So the same thing, I will add the travel slider dot style dot transform with the string concatenation of translate minus 50 percentage comma minus 50 percentage, and then we'll set the rotate of 90 degree. So I will copy the same and I will paste it for year 2. Here instead of 90 degree, I will place this 190 degree. If I save, if I go here, if I click, now we can able to see the earth also rotating, right? See, it was rotating to 190 degree and 90 degree. So we need to add the calculation for both, and we need to add the placement for this. So for that, I will create a global declaration of let year with calculate rotate to 0, and then we'll add the placement here with 444, and then we'll set the size define for each image, we need to define the size to add the plus, right? So for that, how much width we have defined? So we have defined for 640 of the width. So instead of 640, we have added the space to the each side, right? So instead of 640, I will add to 670, and then we'll add the one more variable of clicks. So if I save with the help of this, we'll add the calculation. So here inside the swipe left, if this is plus one, then only we need to navigate to the next one, right? So for that, I will do if clicks not equal to 0, then only we need to perform this operations, right? So here same thing, whenever we click this, then we need to change the clicks, right? So for that, in the swipe right, I will add the clicks again with less than 7. So we have total 8 countries. So whenever this is less than 7, it could be affected here. So if it is less than 7, and we need to add the clicks plus plus. Now this should be 1, and here this is not equal to 0, and it will go by the backward. So and then now we'll add the placements to this with the help of placement plus equal to size define, and then we'll add the calculate rotate to minus equal to 45. If I save, if I change the placement here directly instead of 444 with the help of string concatenation, and then same thing, I will change the rotate of here with calculate rotate with the string concatenation, and then I will copy these two values and I will place inside the right swipe also, and instead of plus I will set these things to minus, and instead of minus I will set these things to plus. Again the same thing, I will get the placement from here and I will get the calculate rotate from here. If I paste, if I save, if I go here, if I click right side, so now it was rotating. How simple is this, right? It was rotating on opposite side. Once we click this should be England, right? Now it is getting Egypt. So instead of this, so I can add the minus to here to add the calculation on opposite side. So I will add the minus here. If I save, if I go and refresh, if I click next, see now we can able to see the England, and then icon also England. If I hit next, it should be France. Now we can able to see the France. Then next thing as Italy, and then Japan, Russia, USA, and Egypt. If we click next, it will not going to change because here we have checked clicks less than equal to 7, then only this should be fire. So now the click is not equal to 0. If I go and click the swipe left here, it should be rotate again with the previous countries. So England, if I click it again, if I do this backward, this was not happening, right? Because we have added the clicks here, we have not yet minus here. So I will add the clicks minus minus. If I save, if I go and refresh, if I go to the end of the list countries, and then again if I come to the first, now it was minus to 0. So it will not entered inside this if condition. See, if I plus, it will be click plus 1. If it is click minus 1, this should be 0. Again, it will not fire this event. How simple is this, right? Whenever we are in the responsive model, so this should work, right? So see, now it was collapsed. So we need to add the functionality for this. So here can able to find the screen size. I will find the screen size here with the console.log this dot inner width. If I save, if I go here, the console.log, we can able to see the width of 768. If I expand and if I refresh, now we can able to see the 1126. So we have the some particular devices. So for that we can add it now. So right now we'll add the 768. So here with the help of this value double equal to 768, then we'll set the placement to 100. If I save, if I refresh, was not happening. So we'll go and check here where is this placement was placed. So still it was 444 because here we have not yet changed. So here instead of 444, I will add the dynamic value with the string concatenation of the placement. If I save, if I go here, now we can able to see the placement is changed to 100. If I scroll down, if I drag this down, now we can able to see this instead of 100, I will change these things to 70. If I save, now it was perfectly placed here. If I click next, now we can able to see the image is going behind. So instead of placement, I will add the size define to. For the size define for the bigger device, it was 670. For now, I will change detail lesser for 645. If I save, if I go here, if I refresh, if I click, now we can able to see the image perfectly placed on top of the earth. How simple is this, right? So if I go to the mobile device, if I refresh, now we can't able to see that, right? So for the mobile device also we need to do that. So for that, again here, else if this dot inner width double equal to 426, and then I will add the placement to 45, and then size defined to 372. If I save, if I refresh, now we can able to see the images perfectly placed on the globe. So if I hit next, now we can able to see the image or placed perfectly on top of the earth. So we can close and we can refresh, and now we can able to see the values here with the population and with the cursor of grab here. If we click this, it will be navigate from one country to another country, and we can able to see the globe as well as the image was rotating. How simple is this, right? Finally, we have completed this beautiful travel image slider using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandar K to watch more videos like this one. If you have any questions or what JavaScript topics do you want us to cover in future videos, drop your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.